All right, welcome back, learners. We are diving deep today into a collection of resources.
Yeah, resources about navigating the world of careers and education.
That's right. So think of this like a crash course
I, uh,
on some
um,
key opportunities and information that's out there, just for you, the learner. Okay, so
and all this is from excerpts from a private newsletter.
yes, a private newsletter. So our goal is to extract the most important insights and help you gain knowledge
Quickly and thoroughly, right?
quickly and thoroughly, yes, about different potential career paths.
Ways
Um,
to fund your studies.
yes, and all those different further education options.
Okay, so the newsletter kicks off
Yeah,
with a reminder about National Student Money Week, which just happened. It ran from the 3rd to the 7th of March.
right, right.
The theme this year, and I think this is really interesting,
Yeah,
was Survive and Thrive,
yeah.
building financial resilience, which is a great theme when you think about it.
Well, yeah, it's a really good theme, and it makes you think about all the financial juggling
Yeah.
that students often face.
Absolutely. And I think that theme really captures that proactive approach.
Yeah,
It's not just about getting by.
yeah,
It's about actually building that financial safety net early on. That's
yeah.
so important.
Right, right.
They actually mentioned Blackbullion specifically in the newsletter
Okay,
as a resource
yeah,
for students who want to really take control of their money.
yeah,
Um, and I've heard good things about Blackbullion. They offer a really comprehensive approach. So it's everything from,
yeah.
budgeting to, side hustles, ways to find extra income. Yeah, it's really interesting.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well then there's Save the Student.
Yeah.
You've probably heard of them, but the newsletter reminds us that they
A
offer,
ton.
yes, over 1,000 guides and tools.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's amazing, like the sheer volume of practical advice,
It
right?
is, yeah.
They cover everything from understanding student loans, to finding the best deals on everyday expenses.
It really is like a financial survival guide
Yeah,
for students.
yeah,
And it's constantly being updated,
yeah,
which is, essential in this
yeah.
ever-changing world.
Right, right.
When you think about all the challenges that students face with rising costs and the complexities of student finance, these resources
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
absolutely vital.
Yeah, they are. And that thrive part of that theme is
Yeah.
what really stuck out to me. It emphasizes that students should feel empowered and in control of their finances.
It's just surviving,
Yeah. Right, exactly.
really taking control.
Okay, let's switch gears just a little bit. March 4th was World Engineering Day. The theme for 2025 was,
Unleashing the power of engineers to advance the Sustainable Development Goals, which I think is pretty awesome.
I know, it's a great theme, and it highlights,
How crucial engineering is
Yeah.
to tackle some of the planet's biggest challenges, right?
yeah, right. Absolutely. And the engineering and technology sector in the UK is actually quite remarkable. According to the newsletter, it accounts for about 19.2% of the UK workforce.
No,
Yeah, that's 6.3 million people.
it's a huge chunk.
And the average earnings are around 39,163 per year. So it's,
Significant.
yes, a significant and valued part of the employment landscape and the UK economy. Okay, now this is where things get really specific, and I think this is really interesting. The newsletter delves into particular career paths, and starting with nuclear engineering,
Okay.
what kind of work do you think,
When you think of a nuclear engineer, the
Yeah.
first thing that comes to mind is
Right.
get in power plants, right?
Right, yeah.
But the newsletter actually highlights that it's way more than that.
Oh, okay.
Nuclear engineers are involved in the design, construction, operation,
Oh,
and maintenance of nuclear energy systems
okay.
for a whole range of things.
Yeah.
Yes, electricity generation, which is what we tend to think of, but also in research,
Mhm.
medicine, and even defense.
Wow. That is really cool. And I imagine a key aspect of their work is ensuring safety, right?
Safety and sustainability, for sure.
So it's about harnessing the power of nuclear energy responsibly.
Absolutely.
And if you're curious about that, the newsletter mentions there's actually a video
Oh, cool.
that gives you a closer look
Okay.
at potential earnings in this field, typical working hours, and, all the different routes
The different pathways, yeah.
you can take to enter the profession.
That's great.
It is, yeah.
So if you're intrigued by that, I definitely check out that video. And kind of leads to a broader consideration.
Okay.
What if nuclear engineering isn't for you, but you still are drawn to, the problem solving and innovation
Yeah.
that's inherent in engineering and technology?
Absolutely. So, yeah, the newsletter broadens the scope to talk about general opportunities, professionals who essentially design, manufacture, and keep all our essential systems.
Running.
Yeah. And infrastructure.
Running smoothly.
Running smoothly. Yeah, that's important.
They really are like the architects and the maintainers of our
Yeah,
modern world.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't have to approach these fields as one giant subject.
Right.
You can study engineering and technology together.
Or separately.
Or more commonly, separately, right?
Yeah, separately.
Which opens up
a huge
array of specializations, right?
I mean, we're talking things like mechatronics.
Yeah.
Computer science.
Yeah.
Automobile engineering.
Okay. Yeah.
The variety is pretty impressive.
It is. The newsletter actually directs you to the Engineering UCAS subject guide.
Oh, nice.
For those who want to know more. So it's a great resource for really understanding, the different branches of engineering and what each one involves. Now, for those of you who, learn best by doing.
Yes.
Or who are keen to, start earning while they're learning. Yeah. The newsletter puts a spotlight on apprenticeship opportunities. They even included a quote from Balfour Beatty Careers. Our apprentices are the change makers of tomorrow, diving straight into working on landmark projects. Earning while you learn, you'll gain practical skills and kickstart your career.
It's so true. That quote, it really sums up the appeal of apprenticeships.
Right. You're getting that hands-on experience right away.
You're not just learning the theory.
Yeah.
You're actually involved in these significant projects from the get-go.
Right, right.
All while earning a wage and, developing those practical skills that employers value.
Absolutely. The newsletter encourages you to visit the Balfour Beatty Careers page to find out more about their apprenticeship program.
Cool.
Okay, if you're a student looking for a way to, challenge yourself and maybe add something impressive to your university or apprenticeship applications, Born to Engineer has compiled a list of, some of the top engineering competitions available for students here in the UK.
That's cool. So, I mean, regardless of whether you win or not, just participating in something like this, it shows initiative, problem solving, and genuine passion for the field.
Yeah.
The newsletter really emphasizes that the skills that you'd gain through that process are invaluable.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about those university applications.
Right.
The newsletter mentioned a really interesting paid summer internship.
Oh, cool.
In London with Penguin Books. For those 18 and over.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what kind of things are they offering?
So the internships are across 9 different teams within Penguin, which is awesome. So it's a chance to contribute to, the inner workings of a major publishing house.
Yeah.
And even their specialist groups. It's a really unique way to get a taste of the publishing industry. And if you're not 18 yet, don't worry. Keep this in mind for the future.
Keep it on your radar.
Yes. Okay. Now, for those of you considering, applying to universities like Oxford or Cambridge or for certain medical or law courses, the newsletter emphasizes
the dreaded admission tests.
Yes. The dreaded admission tests. They even direct you to a guide called University Admissions Tests. Everything you need to know right now.
I love it.
Yeah, it does sound like
essential reading.
Essential reading.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a look outside of the UK.
Okay.
Our world spotlight is focused on studying in Poland.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a less familiar option, but the newsletter highlights some, really compelling aspects.
Nice, like what?
Okay, so Poland has a really large number of higher education institutions, over 500.
Wow.
I know. Both public and private universities.
Okay, so lots of choice then.
Yes. So much choice. Their bachelor's degrees, which they refer to as, first cycle studies, last typically, 3 to 4 years. And they lead to either a licensed JAT, which is generally considered, equivalent to a BA or an engineer, which is closer to a BSc or a Bing. So
interesting.
More of that science and engineering focus.
Okay.
And here's a really key thing. Many of these programs are taught in English.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So these full-time programs usually involve between 180 and 240 ECTS credits, which is the standard measure of workload across Europe. So,
all right.
Yeah. Okay.
What about entry requirements? What do you need to
get in?
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to have completed your upper secondary education. So similar to, completing your A-levels or an equivalent qualification.
Right.
And for citizens of Poland and the EU, full-time education at public institutions is free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The newsletter recommends checking out the Prospects Guide and the information on the Polish grading system if you want to know more.
That's really useful to know.
Okay. Bringing things back to the UK.
Right.
Our uni spotlight is on the University of Plymouth. And they have this really great message. At Plymouth, you'll uncover new passions and dive deep into what you love. Multinational student community, diverse university staff, undergraduate degrees are the perfect stepping stone to secure the future you deserve. It's your future. Make it count.
I love that message. It really captures
it's
the spirit of university life.
Yeah, absolutely.
That emphasis on discovering new interests.
Yes.
That vibrant, diverse community.
Right.
It's really appealing.
Yeah. The newsletter encourages you to, explore Plymouth University further if that message resonates with you.
Awesome.
Okay. Now, we can't talk about further education without touching on student finance.
The big one?
Yes, the big one. It's a loan provided by the UK government to help fund your studies.
Right.
To really understand how this works, the newsletter recommends a guide to student finance.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Get a clear understanding early on.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. And finally, for those of you specifically interested in apprenticeships, the newsletter highlights this upcoming series of webinars from Amazing Apprenticeships.
Cool.
Yeah, they're running from March through June.
Okay.
Each lasting between 30 and 60 minutes on Zoom.
Oh, that's really accessible.
Yeah.
So these webinars can offer some, insights into the different apprenticeship pathways, the application processes, and what to expect, as an apprentice in different sectors.
Right. Okay, well, as we wrap up this deep dive, we've covered a lot.
A lot of ground.
We have. So we've explored these diverse career opportunities in engineering, including nuclear engineering.
Yeah.
Highlighted some really valuable resources for, student finances, examined all these different pathways for further education.
From apprenticeships to university.
Yeah.
Both here in the UK and internationally.
Yes. And we've made sure to, mention all those specific resources, right?
So we've got Blackbullion and Save the Student for Mastering Your Finances.
Yes.
The Engineering UCAS Guide and Balfour BD Careers for those interested in engineering.
Right.
Born to Engineer for Competitions. The Penguin Books Internship for Publishing.
Yeah.
That Guide to University Admissions Tests.
Yes.
The Prospects Guide for Insights into Studying in Poland. Information on the University of Plymouth.
Right.
The Guide to Student Finance. And, of course, those Amazing Apprenticeships webinars.
Yes. So there's a wealth of information out there.
Absolutely.
So, what feels like the most compelling first step for you based on your interests and goals?
Yeah, what resonates with you?
And what questions do you have about navigating these different pathways?
That's what we want you thinking about.
That's it for this deep dive.
See you next time.
See ya.